A good friend of mine recently introduced me to the idea of acrylic pour painting, and I've watched some videos on the internet and I thought I would give it a try myself. This project seemed like a good fit for me since one of my other hobbies is miniature model painting. So luckily I had an abundance of leftover acrylic paints. For $14 I got a gallon of Flood Floetrol from Home Depot. It's a paint additive that's normally added to latex house paint to thin it without reducing the pigmentation in the paint, and it works with acrylic paint as well. Also available at Home Depot is Elmer's Glue All, which is a alternative paint, acrylic paint additive that is used for acrylic pour painting. In most of the online tutorials that I'd seen, the artists tended to use disposable cups for mixing and pouring the acrylic paint. But given that I was planning to use small 5-inch square canvases and that my projects were going to be smaller than the ones I had seen online, I decided to try and find some reusable, sealable containers. I found these at a local craft store, and I liked that they look like glass, but they're actually plastic, so they're actually fairly lightweight containers, and the paint color is very clearly visible. Also, initially I was using some paint stirring sticks, but I eventually found that simply capping the small plastic containers and shaking them up was more than adequate for very thoroughly mixing the acrylic and Floetrol. And I'm also using these orange paint project pyramids that interlock and hold up the project piece off of the cookie tin. For my first attempt, I decided to go with warm colors. I went with yellow, orange, and red. I simply poured the paint from the containers onto the canvas in a rather haphazard style, and then you begin tilting the canvas in different directions so that the paint flows in different ways and covers different parts of the canvas. For my second attempt, I decided to go with cooler colors. I went with 2 different shades of blue and the original yellow that I went with from the first attempt. So my conclusions from my first project with acrylic paint pouring are that the reusable containers with lids work very well for mixing the paint. There's no need for stirring sticks. The paint pyramids work very well. They're very functional and affordable. And the best container for Floetrol is something with a thin applicator tip. In my case, I used a picnic type ketchup bottle. I hope you enjoyed this short hobby project video, and I hope that you'll join me for future projects. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.